gentleman with the cell phone identity for?
Well, that's Christina.
Hi.
Okay. Come on forward, please. Christina.
Are you recording now?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to permit you to record. I want you to just record the participants here, not the audience or the staff.
Okay.
And not a problem. So the first new case, 5Z0156-011, City of Richfield versus Mark Hensley. This is a charge of driving while suspended third degree. Mr. Hensley, if you're convicted of that, the maximum sentence is 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine.
Your Honor, I'd ask the court to review the file for probable cause.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about the charge could be used against you in court. You also have the right to an attorney and a court-appointed lawyer. Are you asking for a court-appointed lawyer?
No, I'm going to represent myself.
You represent yourself on this. I will review probable cause. This is what the report says. This report authored by Officer Jay Pettit of the Richfield Police Department, who indicates that on the listed day and time, I observed a listed vehicle. Listed day is August 27th. Time is 12:56. That's in the afternoon. And listed vehicle is described as a 2002 Chrysler Pacifica station wagon.
California plates.
California vehicle plate 5VRW427. The report says that the officer observed the listed vehicle's driver's side brake light was not working. Here's the statement. I attempted to stop the vehicle near North Reben Road and North 5th Way, but the driver failed to stop until we reached North 8th Way and Lark Street. Upon stopping, the driver exited the vehicle quickly and yelled at nearby construction workers he needed a witness to the traffic stop because the police harassed him and beat him up. The driver was also on the phone talking to 911, requesting it be logged that the Richfield police were stopping him. At this time, I requested the driver produce a driver's license. The driver handed me a Washington driver's license identifying himself as Mark Hensley. A routine wants status check showed his driver's status was DWS/R third. Mark was issued this notice of infraction for DWS/R third. I will take notice that DWS/R third is a reference to driving while suspended or revoked in the third degree, a misdemeanor. So the probable cause would indicate the officer identified the defendant, he identified him as driving. His routine wants status check showed that the driver's status was revoked third degree. The test for probable cause is whether or not a reasonable reasonable police officer, knowing what the police officer knows, would conclude that it's probable that a crime was committed. I have found probable cause.
Well, so let me tell you something before you find probable cause. He followed me from Pioneer all the way into my neighborhood. Ryman is the entrance into my neighborhood. He then had he and a La Center police officer pull me over. And my question for you is it commonplace to have two adjacent cities patrolling residential neighborhoods to issue out-of-state courtesy pullovers? Or do you deduce that possibly he knew it was me and this is a continued pattern of harassment? You can go ahead and figure out at all these erroneous charges trumped up against me that maybe there is a larger problem here, Your Honor. Maybe it is the constant harassment of a disabled man perpetrated by the city of Richfield. But I leave that to your better judgment, Your Honor.
Well, first of all, I don't know what an out-of-state courtesy stop is. It says he stopped you for a brake light.
He called in backup from an adjoining city to pull over a car that wasn't even registered in the state of Washington, assuming it wasn't me. So I don't know how often we use city resources or county resources to call in adjacent cities to back up routine traffic stops. In residential neighborhoods, I might add. I would contest that this is an ongoing pattern of harassment. I was on the phone with the crisis center all day Sunday because they were also out at my farm banging on the windows screaming my name. The constant harassment has got me so worked up that, I was in court talking to Judge Langsdorff, and I said, I need an order of restraint from these guys because here's the deal. I've had my sternum broken, I've had my ribs broken, they kicked the shit out of me on my front porch, they arrested me for taking my trash cans away, and you know what? I'm an Army veteran. When do you think I'm going to defend myself? I said, you need to keep them away from me because all they do is come onto my private property and beat me, and I'm fucking tired of it.
You will not use profanity in this court.
Well, I'm doing my best. I can take a 5-minute recess.
There is no need to do that.
No, there's called a disability that you need to pay attention to. I need a 5-minute recess.
Mr. Hensley, you are not excused.
Fair enough. I'll sit here and scream and you can deal with me.
Go back.
I'm right here, all PTSD'd and Tourette's out for you. What can I do for you, sir? Because I want a 5-minute recess.
Calm down.
I'm doing my best. I need a recess.
I find probable cause. I'm going to set your next court date on this matter. It'll take less than 5 minutes.
Fine.
Trust me.
Your Honor, is the court
Yeah.
allowing Mr. Hensley to represent himself on this, or?
You best, because you best keep track of how many illegal things you do to me.
If he's competent, he can represent himself. That's the next issue we're going to address.
Yeah, the first thing I'll do is my own attorneys, I'll order a 1077 on my client because my other attorney can't make it happen.
Conditions of release violate no laws. Notify the court of any change of address. Clear all court dates. Do not drive without a valid license and insurance. Next court date is September 24th. Actually, that would be for a pretrial conference. Mr. Russin, how does that fit in your schedule? Pretrial conference with Mr. Hensley on this case, if he indeed proceeds to represent himself.
The September 24th will work in the morning, Your Honor.
Okay. September 24th at 10 in the morning, pretrial conference. The other date for you, Mr. Hensley, is October 8th. And that's a readiness hearing on this case. And that also 10 a.m.
That works, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Hensley, this one's pretty straightforward. Just clear all your court dates.
Yeah, my driver's license is reinstated on the 8th then.
Excellent. And now we need to address the status of your other cases. You have several other cases here. And you are on these cases, correct? Then we are still waiting for, was it restoration proceedings?
No, we're waiting for an evaluation. You ordered a 1077 evaluation in order to trump the Constitution of the United States and deny me my right to a speedy trial.
Talk to your lawyer.
Well, I'm informed she hasn't spoken to me and I've been speaking to Western, so what are you going to talk to her about?
Talk to your
I
lawyer.
have received a phone call from Western State Hospital. My assistant Brittany took that, and I also spoke with the woman. I have her name written down in my notes. And my understanding is that when Mr. Hensley reports for the restoration, they're going to do the evaluation at the same time on this particular case.
And what that means
You know when
is,
that is?
I think the
listen, it's not going to happen because it doesn't make any sense for me to get a second opinion on a surgery after I have it, right? So they're going to involuntarily...
The question was, Ms. Toth, do you know when that is?
I don't have my notes in front of me. I will recall a date somewhere around the 14th of September, but I also note that the provider at Western State was going to call my office when they had a specific date and when they were actually going to move forward on it.
What I'm going to do is set the review on that issue for September 24th, same time that Mr. Hensley will be here anyway on this new case at 10 a.m.
So here's the deal. You ordered a 1077 evaluation. They have failed to even schedule it. Now, what's being explained to me is they're going to involuntarily incarcerate me, to interview me to see if they need to involuntarily incarcerate me. Now, in your world, that might make sense, but I equated it to why the heck would I go for a second opinion on a surgery after the surgery's been performed? You seem to have a much more reactive stance where mine is more proactive.
So I'm going to ask the clerk to fill in the case numbers on this order. And I've set the review date on competency proceedings on his other 3 cases for September 24th at 10 a.m. Conditions of release, same as in previous orders. And that's it for today. I'm sorry, Mr. Russell, any input?
No, Your Honor.
You know, when all this is over, you're gonna have to try me for smoking a cigarette and putting away my trash cans. I hope this is worth all the tax money, because I'm pleased that I have to come here constantly so you guys can congratulate each other that you're not doing your jobs, but you're still getting paid off the public dole.
Thank you, Counsel.